Seems like 2025 was one of the worst WWE years in recent memory. The year everything went downhill. The rise and fall of the WWE. The year that made us question, do you even care about us, dear bald fraud? And while I genuinely don't believe that WWE is as bad as it was in like 2018, yeah, I'm still getting nightmares over this image. Something's definitely off. I just want to go back to the good old days. WWE made a lot of booking mistakes in 2025, so according to the people, these are the reasons WWE sucked. Jey Uso tapping out Gunther at WrestleMania. You know what, people? When it first happened, I was confused. I knew when it comes to the story, it made some sense. But looking back, it did absolutely nothing. Sure, Jey Uso became a world heavyweight champion, but what's next? What's next? He lost the championship quickly to Gunther anyway, and now Gunther has to prove himself once again. He has to gain his aura. He has to retire John Cena to get the momentum back. And it's not like he got tapped by somebody like John Cena. It would make a lot of sense. He got tapped out by a submission specialist known as Jey Uso. Looking back, it seemed silly back then, I complained about it back then, but looking back, it makes even less sense. Having Travis Scott be part of the biggest heel turn in WWE and having this dude pull up to the WrestleMania main event. I knew we cannot trust this man. According to Logan Paul, another man we cannot trust. With our lives! He was supposed to be in a tag team match, but he decided just to not show up on Raw or SmackDown. I hated everything with Travis Scott in the WWE. Normally, I don't mind celebrities if booked correctly. Most of them prove themselves in the WWE. The only thing Travis Scott do in the WWE, the only memorable thing he did is kinda injure Cody. I'm still pissed Cody never gave him an actual receipt. Yeah, I remember thinking, what is this goofy ass man doing right here? Also, the fact that he interfered during the main event of WrestleMania. Let me remind you, before this happened, everybody thought, well, this heel run of Cena is fine. It's kind of cool. It's alright. Could be better. When this happened, oh, we all turned on it. You know, it all went to shite. Cena wasting 2 dates on Logan Paul and one in a tag match. Okay, I get your point. I understand. So many different matches we could have gotten, and I agree with the fact we shouldn't have gotten 2 Logan Paul versus John Cena matches. I will say this, the match was kind of a banger, one of the best John Cena's retirement matches. I'm sorry, I don't like Logan Paul. I don't, hot take people, I do not like getting scammed. I don't like people getting scammed, so Logan Paul is not my favorite human being. The match was cool, come on. Whether we like it or not, Logan Paul is the future of the WWE. I puked by saying it. I feel nauseous. I'm getting cancelled over these comments already. Ayo! Finn Balor set for a big push in 2025. We hear this every single year. Few things are going to happen. Cody will get emotional, Jey will yeet, and yeet again, and once the music stops, he will yeet again. And Finn Balor will be set for a big push. This happened ever since like 2016. I get it, Finn Balor fans, but at this point, you just gotta let it go. You just gotta let it go, people. Finn Balor is never gonna be pushed in the WWE as much as we want this to happen. But I believe I do remember hearing these rumors. I probably even talked about it. But I always keep reminding you, don't get your hopes up. Here's the thing. Okay, I'll give you some hope, my dear Finn Balor fans, and most importantly, my followers, my sheep of the Great Ones channel. WWE are stopping me. Heyo. I wouldn't mind if Finn Balor actually beats Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship. I love that idea. I mean, at this point, Finn Balor deserves something. He's pretty consistent in the WWE, he's still moving great. It's kinda still unfortunate he never became the thing, like the big thing in the WWE, even though we know he was kinda supposed to. Randy Orton just staring at the title for us to just get Roman versus Cody. I hate that. I absolutely hate that. What was the point? Now we're probably going to get Roman vs. Cody 3, which I don't mind. Can we finish? Can we forward the storyline between Cody and Randy Orton for like 2 or 3 years now? Boy, be looking at that championship. I want this story to be finished. As a matter of fact, I even talked about how I wouldn't mind Randy Orton winning the championship. As a matter of fact, people, we can talk about this all day, how that doesn't make any sense, and Randy Orton should continue this rivalry with Cody Rhodes. Where the fuck is he? Where's Randy Orton? Life is tough for ya boy. Life is tough. Where is Randy Orton? I'm watching WWE without my favorite wrestler on my screen. In all seriousness, where is Randy Orton? What happened? Not having Drew McIntyre as WWE Champion this year should be labeled as a crime. I will have to agree. We keep talking about this payoff. Okay, Drew is getting screwed. So many times, man. So many times I got screwed by the WWE. I know. So, we'll keep talking about, okay, it's fine. It makes sense for the story. Eventually, though, he's winning the big one. Nope. He never did. He won the World Championship for like, I don't know, 5 minutes. Probably even less. Now he's probably going to face Cody, and I believe he should win the WWE Championship. I love Cody, people. I like Cody. I'm just not that interested in the championship title reign right now. Something needs to change for it to... You get the idea. When The Rock left, John Cena stranded after the heel run, and Travis Scott injuring Cody and being involved in the storyline. Well, we talked about this already. Travis did nothing but ruin this shit. So the thing is, we expected The Rock and John Cena working together, except we got John Cena and sometimes Travis Scott. That's the thing. That's the moment his heel run failed. John Cena talked about how it takes 5 years for a character to get over. It makes sense when we're talking about, Stone Cold Steve Austin from the Ringmaster to peak Stone Cold Steve Austin in 2001. The Rock, Rocky Maivia to The Rock, Randy Orton. For most of them, it took like 5 years to get legitimately super over in the WWE, but John Cena was already a big character. He was John Cena, arguably the most iconic wrestler at the moment. So, it got over. Cena, Jonathan Anthony Felix Cena Jr., it got over the moment you turned heel. The problem was, The Rock left. So none of it even made sense. You never addressed why you turned heel actually, why it was The Rock. So it was over. It would have taken you 1 week, 1 day, 5 minutes to get over. It's just that WWE ruined it. Juli's entire main roster run so far, I gotta agree. When it was announced she's going to the main roster, I thought she's gonna be pretty big. Unfortunately, the United States Championship title run was one of the worst so far. Absolutely horrendous. I gotta agree, I don't really like this partnership. It's not working for me. We have Chelsea already, who's doing a very similar thing. We can't have a very similar thing on the same brand. The booking of the New Day and the whole Raw Tag Team division. Well, we keep talking about this shit every week on my Raw reviews. Greatness of Raw, check it out. Yes, the Raw Tag Team division is pretty dead, even though right now we're getting some cool matches from AJ Lee, which is AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, that's the name of the tag team. When the New Day turned heel, we thought this is gonna be special, this is gonna be good. And then they turned into comedy characters, which makes sense, that's the entirety of their career, but it's not working anymore. That was kind of the whole point. We got tired of them goofing around, and we wanted something serious from the New Day. So they're kind of doing the exact same thing, except they're heels. Literally everything with Cena's last run. Not everything. Okay, people, it was disappointing because of how much potential there was. I gotta say, we got some cool stuff like Randy versus Cena, Cody versus Cena, even Logan Paul versus Cena. The pipe bomb was great. Probably even more stuff. It's just that in general, when you take everything and put it into this one little booger ball, could have been better, unfortunately. The injustice towards the man known as Ron Killings. I hate when WWE do this. He got over organically. He was always over, but he got released, right? Comes back, new gimmick, new everything. Dude shaved his head for no reason because WWE said, well, actually, who cares? Who cares? When was the last time we saw him on WWE television? I don't remember. Probably on a SmackDown segment. Los Angeles? My bad. I thought you meant... let's angle slam this ass. In a way, I'm actually proud of myself. That was injustice in every single way possible. Released while still loved by the WWE audience, he returned. Injustice again, because they're not doing anything with the guy. Brock Lesnar squashing John Cena for seemingly no reason. Yes, I didn't have a problem with Brock Lesnar winning. I don't care. I mean, Brock is staying, John is leaving. What I did hate is the fact that the match itself was bad. We don't expect a classic from these two, but something a little bit different. The worst thing you could do is a finisher fest, a squash match, and that's exactly what we got. Giving Seth Rollins Money in the Bank briefcase instead of LA Knight. Yes, I'm gonna have to agree. It makes sense. It always made sense. We knew it's gonna happen. Yet still, I'm wondering, people, if all of this is leading to something. WWE, hopefully, I just hope, and if they are, they're genius. intentionally burying LA Knight every week, pissing off the fans, and they're working us. And it is working on us, because every week we want this push more and more, and maybe WWE realized that, and eventually he is going to get that championship. Maybe WWE are cooking something, probably not. John Cena's nonsense face turn in a random SmackDown. You know what, people? I can excuse a lot about this heel run. A lot of things I hated, but for the most part I could be like, well, you know, it's not his fault The Rock is filming another Jungle movie. It's not his fault. It's not his fault Travis Scott is an idiot. It's not his fault. You know, WWE also have to work with what they got sometimes, even though still inexcusable. Inexcusable, it was so easy. Whatever. Still, you can make excuses. But the moment he turned face on SmackDown, I was like, oh, so none of it matters? I'm bringing back the good old John Cena. Anthony Felix Cena Jr. Come on. I understood this decision since he isn't a WWE wrestler, but Dolph Ziggler losing to Solo Sikoa made me really angry. Here's the thing. I always keep talking about it. Don't lose that part of yourself. Don't lose that casual wrestling fan. You know, I know, we both know it made sense for Solo Sikoa to win. But we sometimes need to be a casual wrestling fan and root for the guys we love. Isn't that beautiful sometimes, right? Isn't that beautiful? For example, I like Randy, right? I know he is not winning the WWE Championship if he's facing for the title, probably. I'm gonna root for the guy. He's my favorite wrestler, grew up watching him. Whether it makes sense or not, I don't care. For that brief moment, let me be a casual wrestling fan. So that's beautiful. Makes no sense. Obviously, Ziggler didn't need to win. Still, beautiful. Everything Jey Uso related. I know it's popular right now to hate on Jey Uso. Let me make that clear because a lot of people don't understand. I make the jokes because I hate this shit. I don't hate Jey Uso. I think he has a place in the WWE. I wouldn't even mind him as a main eventer. None of that matters. I hate that he has no character. He's a walking merchandise. He's like a prime ad at this point to me. Like doing the dance, the yeeting during war games. Like, come on, we gotta make a fucking kidding me. But yes, the WWE creative definitely ruined Jey Uso. The fact that everything needs to be long-term booking, every single story takes 98 years to develop into the next chapter. I will have to somewhat agree. Also, championship title reigns, it's kind of changing. Not everything needs to be long-term. I don't know how to explain this, but you gotta make weekly television exciting too. Sometimes it feels like you're watching the same exact episode for like a couple of months because everything is so slow. And it's not necessarily good television. In theory, yes, we need long-term booking. I understand. You gotta find different ways sometimes, man. Doing the exact same segment, the exact same matches every single week, it's not cutting it anymore, especially nowadays when everything just moves so quickly and people have no attention span. You gotta change it up. In theory, yes, long-term booking, long stories, I appreciate that, but you also gotta make it somewhat exciting. Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble, it should have been LA Knight or even Cena. You know what I've realized, people? Jey Uso, ever since the moment Jey Uso won the Royal Rumble, and this is not a knock on Jey Uso, whatever, a bad chain of events started happening. That is the moment. This is the exact moment everything went to shit in the WWE. The exact moment. I remember we were all shaking our Coco Jumbos. It's the WWE. Oh, Papi Triple H, it's so good. We love the product. Jey Uso wins the Rumble. Choke on a PP, you bold fraud. You know what, people? I'm gonna have to agree. It probably should have been Cena. Seth being kicked out of the division, understandable, but still. Well, they kinda needed to do something, and my biggest problem is, well, the moment was great. It got everybody excited, hyped. My problem is, again, the long-term booking we're talking about kinda turns into WWE being unable to capitalize on the moment, striking while the iron is hot, because we thought, okay, what's gonna happen next week? And nothing really happened. Still nothing truly happened. Well, we got the Masked Man, and we still don't know who it is. But stuff like this needed to happen a little bit quicker, man. Like, people are already losing interest. You can't have, hot television every week, but especially after that Raw episode. Something bigger needed to happen, and it didn't. But Seth being kicked out of the division, I guess it makes sense. What else are they going to do? What else would they do in the WWE right now? But people, thank you so much for watching this video. More in the comments below. Please check out my second channel right here, where you're going to see a lot of laid back content like Reddit and all of that stuff. Tier lists, you missed those? It's on this channel.